Finding your market context. Hi, it's Charlie giving today's video. So what this is all about is when you're looking at a chart, doesn't matter what time frame you're trading on. I've just got a daily chart of the euro dollar up here. Let me just move the pen off. So it doesn't matter what your time frame of reference is. So if this was for argument's sake, a 15-minute chart, would this be enough information for you if you're purely technical trading? Well, some of you will do because you just want to trade on a singular time frame. But that, to me, after 28 years of trading, isn't how I want to trade. And so I need to find some context first before, if I was trading on a 15-minute chart, before I come back to this. I can start on this if I want to, but I need to find some context. So I need to go up the time frames. So if I'm trading off of 15, I've got to be looking at an hourly, 4-hourly, and possibly even a daily. But that's not what this is. This is a daily chart. So for me, as more of a swing and position trader, I need to find market context before I really spend too much time even on the daily here. So where do I find market context? I've got to go up as well. So much like that 15-minute chart trader, as a swing trader, I need to go up. So I need to look at the higher time frames, and probably even I can look at the weekly, but I really need to go, much like I just said about that intraday. Yeah, you can look at the hourly, but you really need to go to the 4-hour chart and possibly the daily as well. So for me, I need to go to the monthly chart and the quarterly. So for the purposes of this exercise, I'm just going to go to the monthly chart. I'm going to just so we can see more information. I'm just zoomed out a little bit here. Okay, so we got enough going way back. Okay. So just like any trader, you've got to mark off your levels. So however you want to define your levels, that's fine. This isn't about teaching you, the levels that I use or whatever necessarily at all. It's about marking off your levels so you can find market context. It doesn't matter what another trader thinks. It's about what you see and you having confidence in what you see. If you go out and you go to a higher time frame and you can't see anything, you can't find market context, then move on to another chart. It's quite simple. So let's go and just do a little market context exercise here on this chart, and then you can then apply the same sort of principles. So I'm going to be looking at levels. So what's nice with this euro, I'm just going to muck around with the pen first of all, is I can see, okay, yes, there were some nice levels here. We had this effectively a false break down here, a false break down here to the downside, came back, retested that same zone again, and then we've after this consolidation here, and then we've broken to the upside. Okay, fair enough. What about other market context? Well, we've got a lot going on up here into the effectively into the 120s to 125 sort of zone, and then going way back further, then yes, I could put mark a level off here. Just old school technical analysis, and it works. Doesn't matter what people think. Oh no, you've got to use XYZ, super duper strategy. It doesn't matter. Old school technicals, marking off technical levels works. So markets like to drift towards old levels, whether it's trend lines, moving averages, or support and resistance. So often when we've got levels, markets will gravitate towards those levels, much like you will see on an intraday chart. It's exactly the same on the higher time frames as well. That is amazing how uncanny markets will work their way to up to a level or down to a prior level. Okay, so I've just marked some levels on here. That's probably enough. So how am I getting a read from that then? Well, when the way that I look at a market is I'll say it works in what we call operating windows. That's how I define it. So operating windows. I won't put it all down. So operating windows. So let me just take those levels off again. Let's put this in again, make it a little bit cleaner. There was an operating window. Of course, when you come down the time frames, you're going to have slightly different operating windows. Let's just stay with this monthly chart for now, because this is where we're trying to find this market context. So I've got a major low here, and this whole zone here is a major support zone. So we've come off of that, and this is where price is currently. Okay, so where's the next levels? I've got a moving average up here. That's just a 200 month moving average. As far as the technical levels are concerned, then we've got a cluster, all there in the low 120s to around about 125. Okay, so if we're looking at operating windows, where's the window at the moment? Well, it's from there, since breaking out of all of that. And where's the next level overall? Like I've just said, it's up here. So we've broken in from being in this window down here. We've broken into a new window. So what am I looking to do? Oh, well, for me, markets to drift until they get up into the next resistance zone. Okay, so we'll take that. Right, I'll take that. So that's how I'll start to look at it and say, well, where are we? Where's some key levels? Okay, major round number at 120, key moving averages and clusters of price action. Okay, having done the false break down here, another false break here below that range of from 23 to 24, false break, come back up, right, okay. So I start to build a picture of what's going on. Then you can start saying, well, it's a higher low here, having done that, having price broken to new high here, broken the last lower highs back here. So okay, right, okay, that's how I start to build a picture. And if I now just put my actual trend lines and everything on, there we go. So this is some of the levels that I've got historically. Oops, there you go. They're moving around, they're adjusting to the chart because it's squashed up. Right, so now we can see some of my old levels that have been on my charts for years. I've got old trend lines, channels, the lot. But the bottom line is I've found my market context. I've found this is what gives me my overall roadmap. So this gives me my roadmap, and I'm either going to be overall bullish towards a market or bearish towards a market, given the market context, and then that context giving me that roadmap. So the roadmap for me on this one would be, okay, well, at the very least, yeah, I'd be still looking for this to work its way up into that next level up there. And by just coming out to the higher time frames, it's giving me that context, so that then when I come back down all the way down to the time frame that I actually want to trade off of, so let's say and execute off, which might, for argument's sake, be the daily time frame. Oh, okay, where's my roadmap? What's the market context? Well, market context is the overall looking for higher levels. Okay, so that's giving me my roadmap towards this market. Knowing the roadmap, okay, I now know that I want to be looking for long opportunities. So when I come down to the smaller time frames, the area that I actually want to execute off, the daily charts and possibly even lower time frames, then I'm just looking for patterns that develop and set up in the direction of the overall roadmap. And there you go. Just some food for thought about finding market context. Now you can find it how you might want to find it. You might be a Fibonacci person or an Elliott wave or whatever it might be, but it's the same principles. You go to your higher time frames, define some form of context on that will give you your overall directional bias. Stay with that when you come back down to the lower time frames and trade in the direction of your overall roadmap, market context, directional bias. There you go. That's enough for me today. We have Alessio Rastani and I are doing a course together. First time ever in January. It's a one-off event. The seats have really started to, we're getting close to the limit on the number of online seats there. It's an online course. If you want to attend, I'll put the link in the description box for that, and be quite a very, very cool course. It will be recorded, of course, because we've got people all around the world, but yeah, first a one-off event, the first time we've ever done that. So looking forward to that in January. Do check it out. Have a lovely weekend.